back from Massachusetts, at home in my own house that I rent. In my town that feels more like home every day. Back in California. It's so interesting that means something. Like, to a lot of people, you say, oh yeah, I live in California, and they have an association, which I never had. Like, before I moved here, when I would meet people from California, I never thought like anything, like other than, oh yeah, they're from California. Like, no different from if they said I'm from Florida. Like, it just didn't mean anything to me. And come to find out, it means something to a lot of people, which is kind of cool. I mean, California is a symbol of something in this country. I mean, to a lot of people, it's a symbol of bad things, which I think is really unfortunate, and most of those people probably haven't been here because it's the most beautiful place on earth. It's certainly the most beautiful place I've ever been. But, the whole concept of go west, young man, like, was created for California. Like, that's what it was about. And there's something about the energy here. Like, there's a reason Silicon Valley is here. There's a reason Hollywood is here. And try as they might, other places, can kind of attempt to recreate, but it's not quite the same. Because you don't have the same energy. There's what people do, but then there's the energy of the place. This, place has a particular energy. And everywhere has that. Just everywhere has different energies. Being in Massachusetts just now, I definitely felt a different energy than I feel here. Certainly in Boston, for me, when I'm in Boston, I feel the energy of compression. It's like the opposite of creativity. For me, I don't feel creative in Boston. I don't know if it's the age of the place or what, but just, it's like everything's pressing down on me. Whereas here, it's kind of the opposite. It's like everything opens up, which brings its own, like, there's a lot of anxiety here. Because it's like exposure. It's like when you're up on a mountain and you're exposed. It's kind of like that. Just that kind of energy in the air. That kind of openness. I don't know. It's different. And everywhere you go in this country, it's different. The Midwest is more like really calm. If you've ever been to Chicago, I mean, Chicago's a huge city. Chicago is like Manhattan. But if you go to Manhattan, the energy is like hectic. It's like enervating. It's like electric. But Chicago is not that. Chicago is chill, despite the fact that there's so many people. It's super interesting. So yeah, everywhere has its energy. And, I feel like as you move, like even if you look at a map, the Northeast, like the states are tiny. They're super compressed. Everything's on top of each other. Then you move further west and south, and the states get bigger. The states get bigger. Like, Wyoming is huge compared to like Massachusetts. Like it's no comparison. You have these big, wide open states. Just everything opens up. So just by looking at a map of the United States, you can see like the Northeast is kind of where it all began. And everybody was clustered, and then they kind of, started to migrate out, either down or over or diagonally. And yeah. And who knows why different people stopped in different places. Like it's hard to understand why somebody stopped in Minnesota and was like, yeah, let's stay here where it's freezing half the year. You can hardly survive. Like that's crazy, and that's interesting. It's really, it's interesting why people live in the places where they live. Like there's places that are really hard to live, and people live there. What's that about? So, but yeah, no, I came out here to find myself, and I've found myself. I needed to get away from what was my home, from everything I knew. I need to get away from where I was comfortable. This was the furthest I could go. Well, this is where the woman I loved was, so I came here. But it was also like, I didn't need to go to a different country. Like that would have been uncomfortable, but it wouldn't have made any sense. But California is where I belonged. People say if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. I actually think the same is true of California. California is a pretty intense place. So I'm making it in California.